Hi y'all. Today I'm going to make 7-layer dip, and for the 7-layer dip you're going to need 1 can of refried beans, a package of, I like to use holy guacamole, but you can make your own guacamole, but I use this when I don't feel like making it. 2 cups of sour cream, 1 envelope of taco seasoning, 1 large tomato or 2 Roma tomatoes chopped, a bunch of, a small bunch of green onions trimmed and sliced, shredded cheddar cheese, and sliced black olives, a small can of sliced black olives. And that's all. We're just going to put it together and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, y'all, I'm ready to put this together. The first thing we're going to do is add our taco seasoning to our 2 cups of sour cream and combine it real well, and then set it aside while we start with the first layer, because the first layer we're going to do is the refried beans. This sour cream with the taco seasoning mixed in is going to be the 3rd layer. You could do this part with a whisk if you want it to mix faster. Okay, so the first layer we're going to do is the refried beans. You just scoop the can out into the bottom of your pan. And you can use a larger can of refried beans if you like. I don't like a whole lot of beans, so I just use the 1 regular size can. And just spread that evenly over the bottom of the pan. Your next layer is going to be the guacamole. So just do the same thing with your 2nd layer, the guacamole. And I'm going to use this whole package of the holy guacamole, and it had 2 little trays in it, because I like lots of guacamole. But you don't have to use this much if you don't want. You can use just 1 tray or a pouch. Sometimes they come 2 pouches in the package. Then the next layer is going to be the sour cream with taco seasoning mixed in with it. And make sure and spread that layer out to cover the guacamole completely so the guacamole doesn't turn brown on the edges. So I just kind of seal that guacamole layer in there between the beans and the sour cream. So the next thing I'm going to do is chop one large tomato and dice a little bundle of green onions. And once I do that, I'll be back. Okay, so I've diced up the tomato and the green onion, and I'm just going to kind of squeeze the tomato out a little bit to make sure there's not a lot of liquid in it. And then I just sprinkle it over the whole thing. And just a light squeeze. You don't have to crush the tomatoes. I just want to remove a bunch of excess liquid. And then sprinkle the green onion over the tomato. So the tomato is your 4th layer, the green onion is your 5th layer. And then your 6th layer is going to be finely shredded cheddar cheese. And I bought prepackaged this time, but if you have the time, I prefer to do it shredded from a block on like a fine cheese grater. It just seems to be stickier that way. And I kind of like the way the cheese will kind of stick together to make a barrier between the layers. I'm not sure why. That may just be something weird that I like. But you know how this packaged cheese kind of has some kind of coating to keep it all from sticking together so that it just, I like the cheese to be a little bit stickier. But I just did the packaged cheese for convenience this time. And then I just kind of make sure that that's spread pretty evenly. And you can use as much cheese, or with any of this, you can use as much or as little of each of the layers, ingredients as you like. And then this was a pretty large can, but I usually use just the small, like 4-ounce can of sliced olives, so I may not use all these olives. I sent my husband to the store and he had a list, and the can he got looked like it was almost 2 times the size of the small cans. So I'll probably only use half this and save the other half of these olives for a salad. Well, maybe not. Maybe I will use them all. I like black olives, but some people don't. And then at this point, I usually will put, because I'm usually making it for a party or a get together or something, and so I'll usually put plastic wrap over it, seal it tight, and then put it in the fridge till it's time to serve it. And I just serve it. These are my favorite store-bought chips, Santitas, and they're cheap. They used to be way bigger bags, but still, they're still pretty cheap. So, but those are my favorite ones to have with it. But of course, you know, use any kind you like. Even like Fritos scoops might be good, but that'd be real, that's a lot of salt. So I'd just be careful about that. But anyway, I'll leave the recipe and the details below, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.